In the coming years, it's highly possible that we will be sharing the roads with murderous cars. So at a time of great technological advancement, it only makes sense if those advancements would eventually move into the transportation sector. And we already have very new but well-developed and highly capable versions on the market. So it won't be long until we have fully autonomous cars ruling our roads. Now, at first glance, this might seem like a really exciting and positive change, but if you look at it a little more closely, you'll start to see the dangers that will come as a result of these cars. Now, today I'd like to talk to you guys about the ethical dilemmas that result from accepting driverless cars into our society, and talk to you why you should be a little more skeptical of accepting them as the primary mode of transportation. Now, in the article, driverless cars aren't safe or ready for the road. Kelly L says driverless cars are unquestionably unsafe and deeply flawed, with gaps to computer vision and sensor fusion software. So basically, this is the primary concern, or one of the more obvious concerns for driverless cars, being that the technology itself won't work. A lot of people are afraid that either the technology won't have any longevity, and one day you'll be driving on the road and a sensor or a camera will fritz out and it'll cause an accident, or that the technology won't even be as good or better than human reaction time or a human driver would be. So it's not even really worth having them on the road. So the driverless car can't be better than a human. Is it ethical to allow it to drive humans? Now, in his article, To Delegate or Not to Delegate, a review control framework for autonomous cars, Dale Richards explains that when a person steps into a driving car, they're delegating authority to the car. So basically, this is dangerous because you're losing all control and giving that control to basically a machine or a computer software. And yeah, when you're giving control over to a car like that has the power to take your life or other lives, that's a really big thing. So now I'd like to dive more into one specific ethical dilemma. In the article, The Robot Car of Tomorrow Might Just Be Programmed to Hit You, Patrick Lynn states programming a car to collide with any particular kind of object over another sounds a lot like a targeting algorithm, and this takes the robot car to shoot down a legally and morally dangerous path. So I'd like you guys to take a look at this picture. Now, let's just say that this orange car right here is a self-driving car, and it's inevitably going to get into an accident. So it has three options. The first being that it can run into this larger, safer SUV because it's bigger and safer, and based on the laws of physics, if you hit your object, the people inside that are probably going to be a little safer than, or as opposed to hitting this. Let's just say that's a Mini Cooper. But I guess the argument for hitting that Mini Cooper could be that it has less people in it, so you'd be keeping more people out of harm's way by crashing into that instead of an SUV, which has a capacity to seat more people. And then the final option would be to swerve off to the right and to basically sacrifice yourself. Now, programmers have to foresee these situations before they even occur and program that instinct into the car, whatever, and the car will basically react how the programmers tell it to react. So the first thing is it ethical to give somebody that type of authority over other people's lives? Is it okay to give like a manufacturer authority to take the people's lives in the Mini Coopers as opposed to the SUV because it has less people in it? And I would say that the people in the Mini Cooper would be like, no, don't sacrifice my life just because my car has less people in it. But then the SUV would be like, well, it's not my fault I bought a bigger and safer car. Like, why should I get hit just because it's safer? And then if you swerved off the road, I doubt any of you would get into a car that would sacrifice your life, right? So, that's one of the main ethical things. And it's a rare situation, but it is a possible situation, and it's things that we have to look into before we readily accept autonomous cars into our daily lives. Now, additionally, the vehicle promotes an environment where the driver doesn't have to pay attention to the road. In the article, How self-driving cars may rule the American city. Derek Thompson says these will be rooms with wheels. Commuting an hour to work from the suburbs won't be so bad when you have Netflix, email, and Wi-Fi. So basically, at this point, or at least at the point we'll be in the next few years, cars will be able to do a lot of the things by themselves, and but they will still need a driver and the driving seat, making sure that everything's going well, and basically stepping in if anything were to happen. Now, what will begin to happen is after 100, 200 drives, the driver will start to become comfortable and complacent, and then when they realize that, oh, well, I've driven this car like 100 times, nothing's happened yet, they're going to start looking on their phone, watching some videos, answering emails, and then that's when the real problems start to happen, when they start to let their guard down and not pay attention to the road. Now, another thing to think about is what Melinda Sachs says in an article, The Dangers of Self-Driving Cars. Being that self-driving cars will give hackers a way to attack. So if a hacker were to hack into basically a car's program, or computer system, it could reprogram the decisions that the car would make and use it as a weapon. Now, I know this is like a really extreme example, but it is just another thing to think about before we accept driverless cars. You know, there are scary, dangerous, crazy people in the world that might do something like that, and we have to basically look at all the options and all the different scenarios and outcomes. So, to conclude, Daniel Howard, in his article "Public Perception of Self-Driving Cars," says that while driving cars is technologically feasible, significant challenges still remain with the legal framework and regulatory changes. So basically, we're in a time right now where this is going to start becoming evident in our lives. We're going to start seeing more and more self-driving cars, but there aren't a lot of rules on it. Like I said, in that one situation with the orange car having 3 different options, we have to we have to see what type of laws we put in place for a car like that. And Alexander Hebig says it's difficult to hold a person accountable if they weren't even in control of an automobile. Like, if I were the passenger in one of these cars, but I wasn't in control of them, I don't think it'd be fair to hold me responsible for an accident. So we'd have to question if we'd hold the programmers or the manufacturers responsible for that accident, because they did program that instinct into the car for that decision. So there's a lot of different things we have to look into and start educating ourselves and thinking about what rules and regulations we want on these cars before we accept them as a primary mode of transportation for ourselves.